Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. Aloys Junior wins a 10-round unanimous decision over Ellis Zorro, and I thought this was a very difficult fight to score. I mean, Aloys Junior was coming forward. He was clearly the aggressor. He clearly had the heavier hands. But was he doing enough work against Zorro? Because Zorro was sticking the jab out, and it was very tentative and conservative. But I did feel he was picking up a few points here and there. It wasn't a particularly exciting fight. I mean, this is Zorro's third defeat in 4 fights, and the win was against a journeyman, just a 6-round points win. He got blown away in a round by Jaya Pattaya, absolutely flattened. Chev Clark stopped him in 8 rounds. That was for the British title. Aloys Junior. Now, I mean, this had one of those WBC international cruiserweight things or whatever the hell it is. Even though it was a 10-rounder, not a 12-rounder. I thought the judges were a little unkind towards Zorro, although, I mean, at 32, he's not going to get many more chances, Zorro. I think he should have let his hands go a bit more. He could have let it all hang out a bit more. Having said that, clearly the superior physical specimen was Aloys Junior, and also, like I say, the heavier hands belong to him. I mean, he moves to 11 wins with 9 KOs now. He's got 1 defeat, which was in his debut to a guy who's still undefeated. I think he's a Polish fighter. But, I mean, okay, he beat Lewis Oakford in 3. He stopped David Jameson in 3. He's doing okay against a few of these sort of English level cruisers, but he's only 22. He looks a damn sight older, but he's only 22, Aloys Junior. But he's talking about being a world champion. I don't see it myself. I really don't see it. I mean, Ellis Zorro, like I say, was very conservative, very tentative, a decade older than Aloys Junior. But he had, some basic boxing skills which were quite slick and, quite very, very, very textbook. And even that was enough to control Aloys Junior for a big portion of the fight. To give him something to think about. If he met a stylist who had a bit of pop to his punches, because Zorro's he's got 18 wins, but he's got seven KOs, and someone who also had a bit more self-belief and let his hands go more, I think Aloys Junior is going to be in trouble. I mean, look, I don't wish the kid anything other than the very best, but he is only 22. I don't see a great hurry. But am I that impressed by him beyond British level? Not really. No, I'm afraid I'm not. I mean, a good fight would be Chev Clark against Aloys Junior, especially bearing in mind that Chev's coming off 2 defeats. He lost to Vidal Riley for the British title. He lost an EBU cruiser title fight. That was a split decision over in Monte Carlo. He lost to Leonardo Mosquera. I think, is he based in France? That was a good fight. And in fact, Chev Clark was on the floor in the first round, which was quite surprising. So how about Chev against Aloys Junior? Or if Aloys Junior really wants to try and jump the queue, I suppose he could go in there with Vidal Riley, who outpointed Chev. It's all a bit of a round robin with these cruisers. I think the advantage that Aloys Junior has is his age, because Vidal Riley's 28, Chev's 34. I think he's about 34 now. He's just beaten Zorro, who's 32. So he does have bags and bags of time on his side. But I just, to be honest with you, I see a very physically strong, imposing fighter with big wallops in either hand, likes to throw lots of meaty hooks. But a stylist, a mover, a slickster, someone who's busy, who's got a lot of belief, a lot more belief than Zorro had anyway. in all honesty, I see them at least outpointing Aloys Junior. He needs far more schooling to me, and I'm not sure in terms of natural talent whether he can go above British level. But he got the win over Zorro. It's not a bad win. It's 10 rounds in his, under his belt. 11 wins, just that solitary defeat. He certainly seems very, very confident. But yeah, I don't really see him going beyond British level. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not slagging the guy off. If you're British level, you're British level. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Lots of fighters would love to win a British title, and I think Aloys Junior is capable of doing that. But if I was him, I'd be, never mind all this, international WBC international belt crap. Get rid of all that shite. I mean, he won the Commonwealth belt against David Jameson. How about going for the British? How about going for the English? Do you know what I mean? All this talk about, I'm going to be a world champion. You're 22 years old, mate, and you've had 12 fights, and you've fought English level contenders, area level sort of stuff. Don't run before you can walk. Take your time. You got no hurry. You're a baby. He looks a lot older. He looks about 10 years older than 22. But we'll see how it goes anyway. But good luck to him. Anyway, not the greatest of fights, not the most memorable of fights, but Aloys Junior beats Ellis Zorro. Where does Ellis go from here at 32? If I was him, I'd do what Reece Bellotti did, which was go back to area level, win the area, try and get the English, and gradually build his way up again. He's got something left, but I think, being thrown in with upper tier and getting flattened, I think the shock of that sort of seismic defeat that he suffered showed against Clark, because he looked like he lacked a little bit of self-belief. Against Aloys Junior, he looked like he was getting a little bit of it back, but no. Go back to the drawing board, area level, and gradually work your way up again. If he wants to continue, he might think, "Oh, the hell with this, I'm out of here." But it's up to him. Anyway, what did you think? How far do you think Aloys Junior can go? What level do you think he is currently at, and how high do you think his ceiling is? Let me know that. Thanks very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got the big one to come, Ryan Garner against Reece Bellotti. Should be a good fight, that. I think that could be a very good fight. Watch out for the review, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.